Hello! How are you doing today? I really hope you're well. I'm so happy to have you here with me, and today I brought something very special for you. It's a recipe that I truly believe you're going to love. It's perfect for your breakfast or even for a nice afternoon snack. This recipe is amazing because it's very low in carbohydrates. That means if you're someone who is watching your blood sugar or trying to keep your weight in check, this is a wonderful choice for you. It helps support your health while still being super tasty. Yes, it's healthy, but it doesn't taste boring at all. You're really going to enjoy it. Another thing I love about this recipe is that it's so simple. It only needs a couple of ingredients, just a few things that you probably already have at home. It doesn't cost much to make, and it comes together very quickly. So even if you don't have a lot of time, you can still prepare something that's healthy, filling, and delicious. It's perfect for busy days or when you want something light but satisfying. Now, I really want to invite you to stay with me until the end of this video. You don't want to miss a step, because I'll be sharing all my little tips to make sure it comes out just right. And trust me, once you try this recipe, you'll want to make it again and again. Also, if you like quick, healthy, and easy recipes like this, then you're in the right place. This channel is full of ideas that can help you eat better without making things complicated. So if that sounds good to you, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here with me more often. All right, let's begin our recipe by talking about the first ingredient. And really, it's the star of the whole thing, egg whites. Now, when it comes to egg whites, it's important to measure them in grams. That might sound a little different if you're used to just counting eggs, but here's why we do it. Not all eggs are the same size. Some are big, some are small, and that means the amount of egg white inside can really change. If we don't measure by weight, we might end up using too little or too much, and that can affect the texture and result of the recipe. Now, for this recipe, I decided to use pasteurized egg whites that I bought already separated. I like using them because they're super easy, no mess, no fuss, and I don't have to separate them myself. But you can definitely use regular eggs if that's what you have at home. Just carefully separate the white from the yolk. Also, here's a great tip. If you don't want to use the yolks right away, you can freeze them. That's right, you can save them for another recipe later. Just store them properly, and you won't have to waste anything. That's something I always try to do. Use everything, avoid waste, and keep things simple and smart in the kitchen. So that's our first step, getting the right amount of egg white, choosing what type works best for you, and saving those yolks for something tasty later. Ready for the next part? Let's keep going. Let's move on to the next step, whipping the egg whites. This part is really important because it gives our recipe the light and fluffy texture we want. To do this, you will need something to beat the egg whites. You can use a regular hand whisk if that's what you have at home. Or, if you prefer something quicker and easier, you can use a handheld electric mixer. Both work well, so just go with what's available to you. There's no need to buy anything special. Now, when you begin to beat the egg whites, start slowly. There's no need to rush. Begin with gentle movements. This helps to avoid making a mess, and it gives you better control. Beating too fast in the beginning might cause the egg whites to splash, and that's something we don't want. Just take your time. As the egg whites start to foam and grow in volume, you can slowly increase the speed. You'll begin to see bubbles forming, and the liquid will turn into a light, foamy mixture. That's a good sign. You're on the right track. What we're looking for here is a soft, airy texture, something that holds a bit of shape, but is still light. It shouldn't be completely stiff. We don't want stiff peaks, just a gentle fluffiness. This will help the other ingredients mix in well, and it will give the final result a soft, pleasant bite. If you're used to baking, you might already have your own way of doing this. Maybe you've got a favorite tool, or maybe you've found a rhythm that works for you. That's great. And if you're trying this for the first time, don't worry. Just be patient, and you'll see how easy it is. For now, keep beating the egg whites slowly and carefully until you see that nice, fluffy texture. That's when we'll be ready to move on to the next step. Now let's take a moment to talk about something very important, the texture of the egg whites once they've been whipped. This step makes a big difference in how your recipe turns out. So let's look at it closely. After you've been beating the egg whites for a while, you'll notice that they start to look fluffy and light. That's exactly what we want. The mixture should look like soft clouds. You'll see little bubbles throughout, and it will hold a bit of shape when you lift the whisk. But remember, we're not going for stiff peaks. It's easy to think that firmer egg whites are better, especially if you're used to making meringue or desserts. But in this recipe, the goal is just soft and airy. If the egg whites get too stiff, they can make the final bread too dry or heavy. So we stop as soon as it looks fluffy and smooth, not firm and glossy. One more thing that's easy to miss: check the bottom of your bowl. Sometimes the egg whites on the surface look perfect, but there's still some liquid hiding underneath. That can cause problems later because it means the mix isn't fully whipped. So give it a gentle stir from the bottom with a spoon or spatula to make sure everything is the same texture. This whipped egg white texture is what gives our bread its light and fluffy bite. It's what helps everything mix evenly, and it makes the baking process smooth. That's why this step is so important. Taking a few extra seconds to check the consistency really makes a difference in the final result. So once you see that soft, airy texture, and you've double-checked the bottom of the bowl, you're ready to move forward with confidence. We're about to add our second ingredient, and this fluffy base is going to help everything blend together beautifully. Now that our egg whites are nice and fluffy, it's time to bring in the second ingredient, ground flax seed. We add it slowly, a little at a time. This helps us keep the fluffy texture we just worked hard to get. If we dump it all in at once, the mixture could fall flat. So take your time and sprinkle it in gently. Flaxseed is a super healthy ingredient. But here's a small tip that really matters. Always grind your flaxseed fresh before using it. That's because once it's ground, it can go bad quickly. When it's freshly ground, it keeps all its good oils and nutrients. One of the best things in flaxseed is something called omega-3, which is a healthy fat. It's known to be anti-inflammatory, which means it helps calm things down in your body. It's great for your heart, your brain, and even your skin. And because flaxseed also has a lot of fiber, it helps keep your digestion moving and helps you feel full. Now, if you don't have flaxseed, or you're curious about other options, here's something cool. You can use chia flour instead, and it works just as well. Chia has some of the same benefits, and it blends nicely in this recipe. As we mix the flaxseed in, you'll notice the mixture shrinks a little. That's completely normal. It's because we're adding something heavier to the fluffy egg whites. Don't worry, this happens every time, and the recipe will still turn out great. Now let's talk about flavor. You can keep it simple and plain, or you can make it your own. One option is to add just a tiny pinch of salt. That gives it a more savory taste, like a soft, healthy bread. But if you want to go in a different direction, you can skip the salt and add a bit of cinnamon instead. That makes it smell and taste a little sweet, almost like a dessert bread. Both versions are delicious, and the base recipe stays the same. Now that the mixture is ready, it's time to get it into the pan and bake it. First, grab a baking pan. Any small, oven-safe pan will do. Make sure to grease it well so the bread doesn't stick. You can use a little oil or butter, whatever you have at home. Then, if you'd like, you can dust the pan with some of the same ground flax seed we used in the recipe. This helps with texture and also gives the outside a nice finish. Once the pan is ready, gently pour the mixture in. Try not to stir or move it too much. We want to keep as much of that fluffiness as possible. Just use a spatula or spoon to even it out on top, but be gentle. Now, we'll move to the oven part. You'll want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is a medium heat. That's about 350 degrees Fahrenheit if you're using that scale. Place the pan in the oven and bake for around 30 to 40 minutes. Keep an eye on it, especially near the end. A simple way to check if it's ready is to use a toothpick or a knife. Stick it in the middle. If it comes out clean, the bread is done. Now, the bread is out of the oven, and it smells amazing. The first thing to do is a toothpick test, just to make sure it's baked all the way through. Take a toothpick or a small knife, if that's what you have, and gently poke it into the center of the bread. Pull it out slowly. If it comes out clean, without any sticky batter, that means the bread is ready. Next, let's take a look at the texture. When you press on the top, it should feel light and soft, not too heavy. It might spring back just a little. That's a great sign. It means your bread is fluffy. Take a knife and slowly cut into the bread. You'll see the inside is full of tiny air pockets. That's because of the whipped egg whites we used earlier. It's light, tender, and not dry. Even though we added flaxseed, it doesn't feel heavy at all. Look at how the slices hold together. You can cut it into thin or thick slices, depending on how you want to eat it. The bread is soft, but not crumbly. You can even pick up a slice with your hands. It's strong enough to spread something on it too. This part is always exciting because you finally get to see the results of your work. Simple ingredients, healthy choices, and now you have something beautiful and homemade. Now it's time to taste the bread. This is one of the best parts, getting to enjoy what you made. There are many ways to enjoy this bread. You can eat it warm right out of the oven, or save it and toast it later. It works for breakfast, a light snack, or even a side with soup or salad. What would you put on your bread? I'd love to know. Share your favorite spread or topping idea. Maybe it's something simple, or maybe it's something special that you make at home. This part of the recipe is where you can really make it your own. Whatever you choose, enjoy every bite. If you enjoyed this recipe, I invite you to give this video a like. It helps a lot, and it tells me that you want to see more healthy, easy recipes like this one. Also, feel free to leave a comment. Tell me if you're going to try this bread. Share how it turned out or what you decided to spread on it. I love reading your ideas and learning from your kitchen too. And don't forget to share this video with your family and friends. Maybe they're looking for a simple recipe that's low in carbs and full of flavor. When you share something good, it becomes part of a chain of helpful, healthy choices. That's the kind of community we are building here, one full of kindness, encouragement, and great food. This recipe is truly special. The texture is soft and fluffy, the taste is amazing, and the best part, you can't even taste the flaxseed. It's healthy, yes, but also delicious. That's not always easy to find. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed the recipe and the time we spent together. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video with more easy, healthy recipes you'll love. Bye for now.